So once you've made a recording, the way you find those recordings is then with our next feature. So as I scroll to the right, you'll see that now the library is showing up. So I open up library and it'll say my recordings. So I'm going to go into my recordings. I'm going to select that. I'm going to scroll down to my latest recording. Now this is set for 2023, the first month and the third day. It's actually set for European dates, but you can actually adjust that inside the settings and set it for the US dates. So I'm going to select that. Now,
what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to do chapter 13. I want you to do the questions at the end of the chapter.
So you see that recording is now on the pen. So they can utilize that. They can hear that. They can have those instructions. They begin to again, be independent, to be confident that they know what they're doing. I've seen teachers put those instructions on there because they've had ADD kids that during the day, they keep interrupting them. I don't remember what you told me to do. What am I supposed to do again? How am I supposed to do that? Well, they can load that right into the pen. And then in the privacy of their own headphones, they can go back. Oh, what am I supposed to do again? Oh, let me listen to that. They can hear those instructions by that teacher right there on the pen. So as you notice, when I opened up the library, and I'm going to go back to that again and open up the library. So here there's 3 different things that I can choose from. I've got text files, so anything that you saved. So let's say in the beginning, remember when we were using the reader, at the end of it, I said, don't save these unless it's something that you need to save or want to save. This is where you'll then find that. So if I go up to my text files, I open that up. Here's a passage that I saved back last month. So I can open that up. Now here's the full passage again of the passage that I sent. I put the whole page on this pen. They can go back and they can listen to this again and again and again. We've seen teachers use this for putting on instructions, where maybe they've got printed instructions that they can load right onto the pen, and then it's read to the students in the privacy of their own headphones. If they have, maybe they're trying to learn a poem, and they load that poem into their pen, and then they can go back and they can hear it again, and they can practice that and experience that with the pen. Again, when you select read,
Eureka swiveled around on his chair.
Again, you notice that each of those words are highlighted. So they're reading along, they're following along, they're listening. They've created the event of loading that in, a tactile event. So again, those learning modes are being utilized that I believe are so powerful. And the more of those learning modes that we use, the better our comprehension is going to be. The better acquisition of vocabulary is going to be. So it's something that I think is really, really great and utilized. We've had so many people use these pens in so many different ways. And one of the reasons why I'm glad you're watching this video and I'm glad you're paying attention to this, because as a teacher, the administrator becomes more comfortable with this pen, what we're seeing is they become more and more possibilities in being used. We're in many of our states are inclusionary states. So special ed kids are spending 60 to 80% of their day inside of a general classroom. Well, if you go back to that 6th grade student that read on a preschool kindergarten level, that's going to be a pretty tough experience to be involved in a classroom that they can't participate in because they can't read on that level. Well, this allows them to participate in that. We're seeing teachers just utilize ideas where, like, they'll do what I've just done here and they'll plug it into a speaker, and where that when students want to be part of a reading circle and they've never been a part of a reading circle before, they can utilize this pen, load up their part of the reading right there, select play onto a speaker, and for the first time in their lives, they can be part of a reading circle. This is something that just opens the door. The more you become comfortable with the pen, the more applications you're going to find yourself using it. And I'm going to continue showing more possibilities with this pen as we go along. There's stories of teachers where they had special ed students that they were trying to learn Spanish. Well, the teacher that was a special ed teacher didn't speak Spanish, but she wanted to help the students. So what she did, loaded the pen up in Spanish, and then she would go in and scan that Spanish into the pen so the students could hear how it was supposed to sound in Spanish. She didn't know how to say those words, but she was able to hear those words, hear how they sounded, hear the correct enunciation and pronunciation, and began to help them. Again, the more comfortable you become with this pen, the opportunity to use it is almost unlimited in many ways. The other thing you'll see there is that you actually can put some music on the pen. And where we're seeing this is maybe in, let's say, a special ed situation where you know there's a piece of music that you can load onto this pen and it might lower the anxiety for a particular student. So if I open that up, I can just select that song and it'll begin playing it for me right inside of my headphones. So it's something that, again, the more we play with this pen, the more we see students use it, the more we as administrators and teachers experience the pen, the more you're going to find available for you to make some really cool opportunities for your students to grow inside of the pen.